Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. Today I wanted to do a review of my A.P.C. Grace Baguette bag. I've had this bag for a little while now and I've used it a number of times. Plus I don't think there's actually that many reviews of this bag on YouTube. I think Hello Catwalk City has done a review of this one, but I'm not really aware of any others. So I wanted to take the opportunity to share my thoughts on this bag, and also along the way I want to compare it a little bit to the regular Grace bag. In particular I want to compare it to the mini size that I have. I also have the regular. Although you can already tell that the mini is quite a bit smaller, I still thought this would be the most sensible comparison to do, because the Baguette is actually quite similar in size, except for that it has about 1.5 times the length of the mini. But more on that in the rest of this video. So as usual, I'm going to give you a brief description of the bag and the variations that are out there. We're going to do a tour of the bag, discuss the exterior, the interior, the strap, of course, what fits in this gorgeous bag. We're going to go through pros and cons, and I'm going to give you my personal recommendation. So let's dive into it. My A.P.C. Grace Baguette comes in a smooth cow leather. This bag is also available usually in a mock rock, and I think they have some seasonal variations. The color of this one is noisette, or I think in English they call it nut brown. But of course she comes in a variety of colors. A.P.C. is well known for the beautiful neutrals that they have, but if you want to add a pop of color to your collection within this bag, that is also certainly possible. The bag comes with gold hardware, and as far as I know, gold is the only option. Available not only on the Grace Baguette, but I think on all of the A.P.C. Grace bags. This Baguette has a leather strap that is adjustable but not detachable, but there's also a variation that comes with a chain. So to give a tour of the bag, it is quite a simple, elegant, flat bag. It has the gold hardware that closes into the opening as such. Very non-descriptive on the front. On the regular A.P.C. Grace bags, it does actually say A.P.C. on the front. Moving onto the side, it has this leather strap going all the way around. It's the same on the other end. What makes the Baguette quite different from the regular A.P.C. Grace is that it's just one compartment, and that also shows on the side. So for comparison, on the mini you actually have 2 additional flaps which hold compartments, if that makes sense. I will show you the inside in a bit, also to demonstrate how they are different. Then on the back of the bag we have no pocket, and on the bottom we have no feet. It does say the branding here on the back of the bag, but obviously that's not very noticeable if you are wearing it. Then moving on to the dimensions. The width of this bag is 25 centimeters or 9.84 inches. The height of this bag is 15 centimeters or 5.9 inches. And the depth is only 5 centimeters or 1.96 inches. So it is a very, very slim bag. The weight of this bag is around 500 grams, which equates to a pound. For its size, it's not overly heavy, but it's definitely also not the lightest bag around. As I already mentioned, the bag has a leather strap that is adjustable but not detachable. When it comes to the length, it has 2 settings only, which is a little bit unfortunate. On the shortest setting, the length of the strap is about 65 centimeters or 26.5 inches, which gives it a really nice drop. The longest setting, however, only gives you about 20 centimeters extra, which would then make it 85 centimeters or 33.5 inches. And that unfortunately does make it a fairly short shoulder or crossbody bag. I mean, for a shoulder bag it's fine, of course, but crossbody this ends up being quite high. The length on this strap on the longest setting is kind of a complaint with all of my A.P.C. Grace bags. For the mini I just punched additional holes in the strap so I could wear it more comfortably crossbody. For the regular size, and I'm also guessing for this one, it's a little bit less of an issue because this bag is wider. Whenever a bag is more narrow, that also means that the strap has to come more towards the bag, if that makes sense. In any case, for me personally, it's fine because I just wear this as a shoulder bag and it makes a very comfortable one at that. Then moving on to the interior of the bag, if we open the flap, on the inside of the flap we have a suede. The rest of the bag is a cotton lining. Might be a little bit difficult to see. There's just one big compartment, and then there's a slip pocket here on almost the full width of the bag. So you can definitely squeeze something narrow in there. As I was saying before, the A.P.C. Grace Baguette only has one open compartment. When we look at a regular Grace bag, you can actually see that there's 3 compartments. So one main compartment and then 2 very narrow ones that basically I don't really use, so for me they're kind of a waste of space. But if you like to have some compartment in which you can stuff receipts, for example, or a parking ticket, then basically you still have that in the Grace Baguette, but then more in the form of a slip pocket in the back of the bag. So for me, this is really a better solution than on the original in that sense. So what can we fit in the A.P.C. Grace bag? Well, a lot, and yet on the other hand also quite little, because this bag doesn't have a lot of depth to it. I would say you do have to pick and choose a little bit in terms of what you can fit in here. So here I've gathered some of the usual stuff that I will try to fit in bags. Just for funsies, I actually do also have my water bottle here, the very narrow one. Well, it fits, but it is already quite a tight squeeze, and if you would want to fit a phone in here or anything else, that's basically not going to work. So I'm gonna say no on a water bottle. I think similarly, if you want to put a full-size wallet in there, technically fits. Well, perhaps you can slide your phone in. This could work if the full-size wallet and the phone are the only things you are carrying. Sunglass cases are also pretty bulky, and bag is not tall enough to stand it up, so could fit my sunglasses in here. Phone is already not an excellent fit. I mean, because I can fold my phone up. No. This is in no way going to fit. No, so you could take sunglasses. Let me just get them out of the box. Could do sunglasses, could do a compact wallet, for example. That is something that you can stand up here on the side, and then phone either folded, but will also work just when it's open up, as you can see. Then you still have some space for some bits and bobs. So I would say it holds just a little bit more than a mini bag, and it will definitely fit more than the A.P.C. Grace mini bag, but still really not a lot. And that has everything to do with the depth and the height of this bag. There's just not so much space to play around with, which can make you somewhat restricted in what you can carry. So then let's talk pros and cons of this bag. And I will also tell you why I think this bag is worthwhile picking over the A.P.C. Grace mini or small, for example. So what you're getting with the A.P.C. Grace Baguette is, I think, a beautifully crafted piece, although that's not going to be different for the regular A.P.C. bags. Although this bag doesn't fit a lot, I do feel like it is a good size because it holds just somewhat more than the essentials, and I think it is a good mix of holding a reasonable amount of items without becoming too big, if that makes sense. So if I compare this to my A.P.C. Grace regular, that bag, even though it's not very big, it kind of feels big, and that also makes it, to me at least, more serious, while this bag is perhaps a bit more fun. But that's really just my personal opinion. What I like about this one compared to the other A.P.C. Grace bags is that it doesn't have these useless pockets, or at least to me they are pretty useless. And another major pro, and perhaps the biggest reason why I think this one is worthwhile considering, is that it's the best price. So I think it is already 50 euros cheaper than the mini full price, which I find kind of strange because this is actually a bigger bag than the mini. But I've also been finding that the Baguette gets more discounted than the mini. That probably has to do with the popularity of the mini and the small. I think that even on the A.P.C. website itself, I saw the Grace Baguette bags being discounted 50%, and then the minis and the smalls only 30%. And given that it is already the cheapest in the line, this is definitely the one that I think you can get for the best price, while you're still getting all of the aesthetics. Of course, the A.P.C bag in its original form is more of a square, and this is more of a rectangular. It is a style that you need to like, but I think the East-West type of styles have been getting more into fashion, while on the other hand, to me, this bag in an East-West style also really does look like a classic. There's nothing very awkward about it to me, like I have with some other bags that have come out in East-West styles, and I will not be mentioning any names. So then the cons. This fits all the essentials, but it is still not very big. The size to volume ratio, as I will talk about more often with bags, is just not great on this bag. Because it's very structured, it doesn't have a lot of height, it doesn't have a lot of depth to it. So you're wearing a relatively big bag for the stuff that you can carry in this, I do have to say. As with all of the Grace bags, there's this beautiful chunk of hardware on the front. It is very, very pretty, but it's also prone to scratching. Mine looks reasonably new, but it actually already does have some scratching on it. And it's also very prone to fingerprints, so I'm wiping this every chance that I get. Then my biggest complaint with this bag, but also with the other A.P.C Grace bags, is the strap. It's non-detachable, which makes it harder to store. I have to hang all of my A.P.C Grace bags. The strap only comes with 2 settings, which to this day I find absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, you can punch additional holes in the strap, but be very mindful because this strap sort of folds over itself. You have to be super cautious of where you exactly put the holes. And what I also find really annoying about the strap is that it's just really prone to creasing. As soon as you start meddling around with it, you are going to see creasing around the hole. And it's just not a pretty sight, which is why at all cost I want to keep my Grace Baguette strap on the shortest setting. So would I recommend the A.P.C Grace bag? Overall, I would say yes. I think it's a very beautiful bag. I think if you can get it with 50% off, for example, you're getting a very nice bag for a reasonable price out of the contemporary segment. It's timeless, it's low-key luxury, it doesn't really have a lot of branding, and on the Baguette there's only branding on the back of the bag. If you're interested in getting this style, be it either a Baguette type of bag or the A.P.C Grace bag, I think this is the best value for money you are likely to get. But be mindful, of course, of the things I've mentioned about the strap, the things I've mentioned about the hardware. So overall recommendation, if this is something that you are interested in terms of style, then it's definitely one to put on your radar, but try to buy it on sale because prices do go down at the end of the season. So that is it for now. These are my 2 cents on the A.P.C Grace Baguette. Let me know down below in the comments if you have any thoughts or any questions about this bag, and I will try to get back to you. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, consider liking and subscribing. And remember, for now, there's a styling, a situation, and a taste for everything. So don't judge, wear whatever the bag you like. Until next time, or as we'd say in Dutch, doei!